What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and having an awesome day. Today it's a bit chilly, it's a little bit windy, but that is not going to stop us from reviewing the 2022 Ford Expedition Limited Stealth. Huge thank you to Matt Newman over at Koons Sterling Ford for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Expedition or any Ford product, I'll be sure to have Matt's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Before we get further along into this video, I greatly appreciate it if each and every one of you guys would take a second to give this video a big thumbs up as well as hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I cannot do that without the help of you guys. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys would take a second to give this video a big thumbs up as well as hit that subscribe button. But with that out of the way, let's move into the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2022 Ford Expedition Max Limited Stealth, and this particular one has been painted in dark matter gray metallic. For 2022, the Expedition got a refreshed exterior as well as interior, and I think it looks a lot better than the previous generation. But this does get LED headlights with black bezel as well as LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. Taking a step to the left, you can see your black Expedition lettering at the front end of the hood. You also do get a ebony black twin spar grille as well as a black Ford logo. Just below your black Ford logo is where you will find your front camera. That forward facing camera goes along with your 360-degree view camera that comes with the Stealth package. You also get some black trim towards the bottom of the front bumper, so you can see you get some black trim. You also get some black trim that surrounds your LED fog lights as well. You can see, boom, surrounding your LED fog lights. Then towards the bottom of the front bumper, you have two tow hooks as well as your forward facing sensors. So you have six, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward facing sensors total, and then you also have some air ducts just below your LED fog lights just for better aerodynamics and fuel efficiency, which leads me to these 22-inch black aluminum wheels that are wrapped in a 285/45 General Grabber HTS tire. I'm gonna show you guys some of that tread pattern here real quick. That's what the tread pattern looks on those tires. And obviously these wheels and tires do come with the Stealth package, as does just behind your wheel and tire setup. You also do get a sport tuned suspension when you guys get the Limited Stealth. Right here you have your body color mirror caps with integrated turn signal, as well as these mirrors are power folding, heated. Your driver side mirror does auto dim, as well as it does have memory both on the driver side and passenger side mirrors. You also do get puddle lights at the bottom of your side view mirrors, which are located right there, and you have a side view camera right here as well that goes along with your 360-degree view camera that comes with the Stealth package. And then at the top of the roof line is where you will find your black roof rack, as well as just below that you have some chrome trim, which is kind of interesting because this is the Stealth, so this is the only chrome that you see on the whole Expedition, and I think it's kind of interesting that they did not do that in black. But you do get body color door handles, and then your power running boards are ebony black as well. So you can see I put my hand right here and the power running boards come down, and you can see this black piece this piece, excuse me, right here is painted in ebony black. It looks so sinister. I'll give you guys a little side profile, and I guess you also do get a machined face or machined lip on your 22-inch wheels. I think this thing looks so sweet, which brings me to the business end of the Expedition. You do get a capless filler neck located behind this door. I guess I'll open it up for you guys. Boom, capless filler neck. And then just to the right of that, you have your LED taillights. And one thing that's kind of cool about these taillights is that they do have like a smoked look to them. I think they look absolutely fantastic, especially on the Stealth. Obviously, you also get LED backup lights. It just looks so sweet. LED third brake light. Here is your rear wiper. You do get a opening rear glass, so you can locate this triangle right here, or an arrow, I guess. Press on that, and then your rear glass will open up. So if you put a dog in your trunk, your dog will be able to breathe some fresh air if you guys end up opening this rear glass. Also, if you're going to Home Depot picking up some 2x6s, 2x4s, you can also open this up to send those out the back if they do not fit with the rear glass closed. So pretty cool. Again, some more chrome trim, black Ford logo, Expedition lettering is in black. You also get a black trim piece just below your black Expedition lettering. Here is your rear view camera with your rear view camera washer. And then again, you also have your rear glass button, which is located just to the right of your rear view camera. Limited lettering is in black, max lettering is in black. This does have a power lift gate. All you gotta do is have your key fob in your pocket, or if the vehicle is unlocked, all you gotta do is put your hand under here, press on that, and the power lift gate will open up to reveal a good amount of storage space. So I'm gonna put the third row seats up here so you guys can see how much storage space you have when the third row seats are up. So give me a second for them to come all the way up. And you can see, comparing this to a Suburban or, yeah, I guess a Suburban or a Yukon, there's a lot more trunk space with the third row seats up, or when the third row seats are up, as compared to either the Suburban or the Yukon. So just something to keep in mind. I guess we'll see how much legroom is in the third row compared to the Yukons and the Suburbans as well. But if you open this up right here, you get a little bit more storage space down under there. And then right here is where you will find your jack. You can see it lets you know that your jack is under there. And then you got all your second and third row seat controls right here. So you can drop the second row, but you cannot bring up the second row. But you do have power folding, as well as they will come up with the third row seats. So it's pretty cool. You got an LED light right here, some cargo tie down stuff. And then if you open this up, I believe this is like a hook, so you can hang your groceries on that. Same thing on this side. Then you got a little storage cubby down here as well. But that's about it. I guess you could also point out that you have another light right here, a grab handle, and pressing this button will drop the trunk again. And then just below your trunk in your rear bumper is black, and that is where you'll find your rear view sensors. So I believe you have another 6 here. So you got one right here, here, and over here as well, for 6 rear view sensors total. You also do get 2 reflectors, one on the passenger side, one on the driver side. And then this whole piece down here in your rear bumper is black, and obviously it follows through over here. So all of this from here to the passenger side is all black. It looks so sweet. And I recommend you guys get the stealth package, because in my opinion, I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. But if you guys were wondering about max tow capacity, the max tow capacity with the Max Expedition and all-wheel drive is 6,600 pounds as shown. However, if you guys do option the Expedition Max with the heavy-duty trailer tow package, you can bring up that max tow capacity to 9,000 pounds. So it all depends. Do you guys tow often? Do you guys tow over, 6,600 pounds? If you guys do, then you're going to want to get the heavy-duty trailer tow package. If you guys don't, then you can skip it. But I guess one last thing I will point out while we are at the back is that you do get a single exit exhaust. But let me know what you guys think of the 2022 Ford Expedition Limited Stealth in the comment section down below. Like I said, I think this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. I think that this is the best spec Expedition Max that I've personally seen. I love all the black elements and stuff like that. I know some of you guys are not going to like it. Some of you guys still like the chrome, which I can understand. But just for me, being a 22-year-old, I really do like all the black accents. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal, especially on this gray paint. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But with that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 that makes 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 5.7 seconds, which is crazy for a 3-row SUV. And if you guys were wondering about fuel economy with 4-wheel drive, you can achieve 16 miles per gallon in the city, 21 miles per gallon on the highway, for 18 miles per gallon combined. This motor is super peppy. You don't have to get into the accelerator at all to accelerate. It's a phenomenal powertrain. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would, please take a second, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But let's move into the interior. Moving into the interior, you do get keyless access, so all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can tell the vehicle unlocks because it welcomes you with your power running boards, but you can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across these 4 hash marks located right here, and boom, the vehicle locks. You can tell it locks. The running boards go right back up. But there is another way to get into the Expedition, is that you have a keypad right here. So all you got to do is memorize your code, boop, 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 type in your code, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle with the keypad as well. If you press the 7, 8, and 9, 0 buttons simultaneously, the vehicle locks up. But before we move into the inside, I want to show you guys a couple things that have to do with the key fob, and that is that this does have remote start, and you can open your power lift gate with the push of this button. But let's remote start it. Press the lock button, press this button twice, and that 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 will roar to life. But let's step into the interior and see what the Expedition Limited has to offer. So with the Stealth Expedition Limited, you do get some red accent colored stitching which flows through the entire interior, which in my opinion looks absolutely phenomenal. You get some leather wrapping at the top of the door panel. You get a nicely padded armrest, automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners. You get a power folding side view mirrors. Here are all your power mirror controls. By pressing this button, this will lock your passenger window privileges. Unlock and lock buttons, 3 memory seat adjustment settings, which include your side view mirrors, like I mentioned, Bang & Olufsen speaker surround, good amount of storage space at the bottom of the door panel. You got 2 cup holders down here. But one thing I wanted to point out while we are on the exterior part, moving into the interior, is that right here you got a little Easter egg. Let me know what you guys think this is in the comment section down below. My guess is that this is a little map of Detroit, just kind of like on the F-150, like right here on the F-150 it's got a map of Detroit, which I think is pretty sweet. But you do get a power driver seat and an 8-way power passenger seat. But let's move into the interior and see what the Expedition again has to offer. So over here you got an electronic parking brake. You got a little rocker switch right here, which will bring the pedals either towards you or you can push them away from you. So if I press right here, you can see the pedals are going away from me. If I press on this bottom piece, the pedals are coming towards me again. Here are your headlight controls. So I'm gonna leave the door open, but I'm gonna turn the vehicle on. So obviously you get keyless access, so that does mean you get push button start. All you gotta do, put your foot down on the brake and push to start. Make sure you have the key fob in the interior. Over here, you have your headlight control knob. So if I twist it all the way up, that is headlights off. Twist it down once, that is daytime running lights on. Twist it down one more time, that's headlights automatic, and then twist it down all the way, and that is headlights always on. One thing that you guys might want to know is that if you guys do want to turn your LED fog lights on, your headlights do have to be on. So if I click that right now, you can see right here it says my LED fog lights are on. However, if I have them off, let's say I have my headlights off and I press on this button, you can see your LED fog lights will not turn on unless you have your headlights on. So let's try it in headlights automatic. I'm gonna try to turn them on. No, you cannot turn your fog lights on with the headlights in automatic. Anyway, pressing on this button right here, I believe power folds down your 3rd row seats. This is your power lift gate button, so if you press that, it will open up. And that's about it for over here. I guess one thing I want to show you guys on the steering column is that you do have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel, which you can control from right under your turn signal stalk. So let's take a listen to that turn signal. That's what your turn signal sounds like. I'm going to close the door now because why not? And then also this is your windshield wiper stalk, so you can twist it and then your windshield wipers will turn on. You can see they turn on. But yeah, that's about it for that. Let's take a look at our leather wrapped steering wheel with some red accent colored stitching. This steering wheel is heated and the heated steering wheel is on at the moment, which it did that by itself. So I remote started. As you guys could see, it read that the exterior temperature was cold at 45 degrees. And it turned my heated seat on as well as my heated steering wheel. So very, very nice. Thank you, Expedition, for doing that because it is cold out and I like to feel the warmth of that steering wheel. Over here, you got your adaptive cruise control settings. This is volume down, this is volume up. This is to speak to the vehicle. You get a black Ford logo right there, but let's take a listen to the Expedition's horn. That's what the horn sounds like. And then over here, these controls control your 12-inch digital gauge cluster. This is to pick up and or hang up on a phone call. This is to go back on a track, and this is to go forward on a track. But let's go throughout our screen here really quickly. So obviously this is your up button. So we'll go into, let's see, go into my view. So this is my view. You got your driver assistance stuff. Click down once. You can go into your fuel economy. You can go into trip 1 and you can configure it how you want it to be, but we'll go down one more. We'll go into trip and fuel information. So you can go into fuel economy. We'll click on that and brings you to that right there. Trip 1, trip 2, driver assistance. We'll go back. Back one more. You can go into vehicle information, tire pressure, power, to all these different things, towing stuff, navigation stuff, phone stuff, audio stuff, and your different settings. Personally, I would probably leave it on either this screen or this screen. I probably leave it on this screen, but on the left-hand side of your digital gauge cluster is where you'll find your RPM gauge. Then on the right-hand side of your gauge cluster is where you'll find your speedometer. You can see you got a little like square thing down here. That lets you know what the speed limit is of where you are driving at that current moment. This is your odometer. So this vehicle has 46.2 miles on it. This E lets us know that we're facing in an easterly direction. That lets me know that my lane keeping system is on. And then right here, this is what music we are listening to. Right now we are on Sirius XM. And then just to the left of that, you have your ambient exterior temperature, which is 45 degrees at the moment. And then just below your RPM gauge, you got your transmission stuff. So right now we're in park. You can see we're in park. Up top here, that is your coolant temperature. That is, I believe, your oil pressure. That is your boost gauge, which is cool to see on an Expedition. And then that is your fuel gauge. You can see the gas pump is pointing to the left. That means that you fill the vehicle up on the left side of the vehicle. So if you guys didn't know, you can see that little arrow pointing to the left. That is what that means. And then just below your gas pump, you can see it says 53 Mi2E. That is your fuel range. Obviously, like I said, this does have push button start. So that is where you'll find the push button start. Red stitching throughout the entire interior, which, like I said, does come with the limited stealth. But one thing you are obviously not able to avoid is this $795 15.5-inch Sync 4 infotainment with wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. So this does come standard with a 12-inch screen. This one's been upgraded to the $795 15.5-inch vertically mounted screen, which I think is a worthwhile upgrade. It looks so good. And this is your volume knob at the center of it. Definitely upgrade to this screen if you guys are getting the limited stealth. I mean, it basically makes this vehicle fully loaded. But you can see right now I've got my audio stuff right up top here, still down here. These are like your preset radio stations. You can sketch on the screen. This is phone stuff, media stuff, Apple CarPlay, that lets us know. And then we got our owner's manual. Then you got your climate control stuff down here. If you guys want your climate control screen to get bigger, all you got to do is come over to here, click on that arrow, and then will take up the entire screen. So you can control the front, you can control the rear. You guys know how a climate control system works. If you guys want it to come back down, all you got to do is click on that and boom, it comes right back down. That is the current time. Right here you can go in between your different apps. You can see all your different apps. You can swipe that back up. It's basically like a giant iPad. And then on the upper left hand side you can go into your different controls, whether it be your camera controls. So boom, that is your camera stuff. You can turn your parking sensors on or off by the push of that button, and then you can go in between your different camera views. So boom, boom, that's your rear view camera, that's your forward facing camera. This is your forward facing camera along with your side view mirror cameras. And then my personal favorite obviously is this with either your forward facing camera or your rear view camera up top here, and then you have your 360 degree view camera on the bottom. You can go into your parking stuff, your valet mode stuff, camera stuff. Like I said, we'll X back out of that. You can go into your different settings. But yeah, you can go to vehicle settings, all these different things, hotspot stuff, towing stuff, ambient lighting. So let's see if you can change the color of the ambient lighting. Okay, it doesn't look like you can change the color of the ambient lighting, but you can change the brightness of the ambient lighting, so we won't mess with that. But yeah, that's about it for the screen. This is a Wi-Fi hotspot capable vehicle. Over here you can maybe set some quarters or whatever you want to put in there. And then this is your hazard button, traction control off button. This is your max front defroster button. If you guys want to either turn your heated and or ventilated seats on. Either come to the lower left-hand side of the screen or the lower right-hand side of the screen if you're the passenger. Click on it, and you can either access your heated seats and or your ventilated seats. So the front seats in this vehicle do have heated and ventilated functions. The second row outboard seats are heated, but like I said, you also get a heated steering wheel, and you can got your defroster stuff. Got a 12-volt power outlet over here, wireless charging pad, USB-C port, USB-A port. This is your transmission dial. So if I twist this into reverse, up pops up your rear view camera and your 360-degree view camera. Swipe it all the way to the right, go into drive, go into neutral, go into drive again, press on the M button. Then you go into manual mode, which you can downshift and or upshift with the push of these two buttons. We'll throw her back into park. But you can see that this does have the sport center console, which gives you this cool graphic on here. This is 2 high, this is 4 automatic, this is 4 high. You do not get 4 low. However, by the push of this dial, or the twist of this dial, excuse me, you have your different sport modes, so or your different drive modes, excuse me. Right now we're in normal, that's eco, that's sport, that's tow haul. We'll switch all the way back over to here to slippery, sand, and or mud / ruts. We're not going to be doing any of that. We'll leave it in normal mode. We may get into sport mode later on into this video, but pressing on this button will bring up your park assist and or your parking different settings. So click out of that. That was the button that I just pressed. This is your hill descent control, on or off. Now hill descent is ready. Click that again, hill descent control turns off. Boom, clicking on that, you got 2 cup holders, great amount of storage space down in there. And then you have a locking center console. You can see, boom, opening that up. You got a great little divider right here, so you can set your business cards or, you know, something like that, all your different quarters. You can set your phone in here. Then you got a 12-volt power outlet on the right hand side of it, and then I can fit my whole forearm down in there, so there's plenty of storage space down in there. Nicely leather wrapped. You get some red accent colored stitching. And then over here you got an upper glove box. You can fit 5 sausage McMuffins in there, and then you have a locking glove box again. You can fit your owner's manual, napkins, straws, pretty much whatever you want to put in there will fit. Good amount of storage space up top here. You could set your phone up here if you wanted to. Whatever you want to put up here, that's as long as it's, you know, a smaller item that's not going to get in the way of your field of view, you can set up here, and it's got like a grippy type of material, which is really nice. Grab handle for the driver. Obviously the passenger gets a grab handle as well as an O-poop handle. The driver does not get an O-poop handle. Auto dimming rear view mirror, passenger airbag on or off. This will turn on the driver light, this will turn on the passenger light, boom, boom. This will turn on all the interior dome lights by the press of this button. This will, now when I open up the door, the interior lights will not turn on. If I click that again, you can see it's lit up in amber. That means the lights will not turn on. Click that again, it turns back to blue. Now when I open up the lights, the interior lights will turn on. And then this is your sunglass holder, boom. And then obviously you have a panoramic sunroof, which comes with the limited stealth with a power shade. So here are your power shade controls. And then you have a universal garage door opener located on the driver's side visor. Vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. The passenger gets the same thing. Vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. That's what that looks like. And yeah, very, very nice interior up here in these front seats. These seats are also ultra comfortable. I mean, it is a Ford after all, so what do you expect? Now, comparing this to the Suburban or the Yukon, these front seats are definitely a lot more comfortable than either the Yukon and or the Suburban. Just my personal opinion, but yeah, there are a couple things that I wanted to read off to you guys that this does have. And I also have a new segment called Kenny's Key Features, which I'll read off to you guys. Some of the key features is that this does have a 10-way, power driver seat and an 8-way power passenger seat, heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, and this comes with the Stealth, Ford Copilot 360 Assist 2.0, Active Park Assist 2.0, 360-degree view camera, Sport Center console, red stitching, and then some standard features: adaptive cruise control with stop and go, the lane keeping system, pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. That pano roof does come with the limited stealth, and then you do get a $50 credit for stop start removal, which is awesome, by the way. And then this limited does have a tri-zone climate control system. There are only 2 options, so I'll throw the window sticker on screen. There are only 2 options on this particular Expedition Max Limited Stealth, and those include, actually 3 options, excuse me, the $795 15.5-inch infotainment upgrade, as well as the $1,995 rear seat entertainment system, which is in these headrests, which I'll show you guys in a second. And then the last but not least, the only other option is the $335 advanced cargo manager. So with the window sticker on screen, we might as well talk about MSRP. So the MSRP of this particular 2022 Ford Expedition Limited Stealth is $80,425. Let me know what you guys think of that price in the comment section down below. This thing is ultra nice, ultra good looking for that price, and also ultra comfortable, which in my opinion is very, very important when getting a vehicle like this. But I do want to show you guys what's going on in those second row seats. So I'll open up the door, I'll unlock it, and we'll check out what these second row seats look like, as well as the third row seats. So this door panel looks pretty much the exact same as your front door panel, minus all the controls, and you also do get a little cup holder right here for the second row passengers. You also get a great spot. You can set a phone, and then some miscellaneous storage at the bottom of the door panel with a cup holder right there. Grab handle, very comfortable seats. The seats look very similar to what you find at the front. You get tons of red accent colored stitching on the seats, which I think looks absolutely phenomenal. But let's step into the interior and see what's going on in here. So you do get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, as well as a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Like I said, this is a tri-zone climate control vehicle. So here are your climate controls for the second and third row passengers. Like I said, the second row outboard seats are heated, so you do have those controls right here. Those second row heated seats do have 2 levels of adjustability. I'm gonna close the door here, and then right over here, you got a USB-C port as well as a USB-A port, and then just to the right of that, you have a 110 volt or a 150 watt household power outlet. So here is your $1,995 rear seat media. So you can either plug in an HDMI cord, a USB-C cord, or your auxiliary jack for your headphones. Obviously, same thing on that side. They're basically mounted into your rear seats. You can move them just a tad. So if your driver's seat does have their headrest pointed forward, which is another cool feature, you can push the headrest all the way forward, which I'll do like right there. So it'll help support your head on a long road trip, or if you don't want it to do that, you can bring it back to 90 degrees, but that's a very nice thing on a long road trip. But yeah, if this is tilted forward like that, that is why you can twist it back to normal, so you don't have just a ton of glare on your screen. So very, very nice. HVAC vent, you get an poop handle, and these second row seats are honestly very, very comfortable. I'm gonna sit in it again. Let's see if I can recline it. I bet you I can. Dang, these have tons of reclinability, way more I think than even a Yukon or a Suburban. So you can see I got my seat adjusted where I usually sit in the front row as the driver. I'm 5'9", and sitting behind myself, I got plenty of knee room, plenty of leg room. I mean, it's just ridiculous how much leg room and knee room I have, as well as tons of headroom. I got my seat reclined. I'm super comfortable. Got a center fold down armrest. I mean, this thing is just so comfortable, and I could definitely see myself doing a long road trip in the back of this Expedition. These second row seats are honestly super comfortable as well. And one thing I don't think I mentioned is that even in the second row, you do have automatic up and down windows. So boom, windows go down automatically, boom, windows go back up automatically. So very nice. Even on like the Platinum F-150s, you do not get automatic up or down rear windows. So just something I thought I would point out. But let's move into these third row seats. But before I do that, I guess I'll bring up the recline to like where it would normally be, which would be about right there. So now let's see how much legroom I have in the third row behind myself. So not that much legroom in the third row. I also sit a bit higher here in the third row. However, I can also slide this seat forward if I wanted to. But yeah, I mean, I could honestly be pretty comfortable back here for maybe like a 2 to 3 hour drive. Much more than that, and I'm not going to be that comfortable. But even then, I can still extend my legs in between the second row passengers. So yeah, you also get 2 cup holders back here. If I press this button, let's see. Okay, that will either recline my third row seats, which is awesome. So you can see I'm reclined. If I press this button forward, the seats start to go forward. So that's actually really sweet, to be honest with you. you can recline the third row seats by pressing this button. So very, very comfortable. 2 cup holders, great miscellaneous storage. You got a USB-A port. Let's see over on this side, you can recline, obviously, and you got 1 cup holder, but you also do get another USB-A port on this side. So this thing, it's got plenty of legroom for pretty much all your passengers, plenty of headroom. Just an overall super comfortable vehicle for those of you guys with a family or dogs or whatever. This thing is absolutely awesome, super comfortable. It's got plenty of power, looks fantastic. Here's a view, I guess, of what it looks like from the third row looking towards the driver and the passenger. So very, very comfortable vehicle, very, very good looking vehicle. But, you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review, where we always start our videos right here and we rate these cars or any vehicle that I go over these speed bumps. We go over them at 5 miles an hour. We rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. Nothing is ever a 10. 9 is pretty dang near perfect. So let's see what it can do. It did very well over the first one. Let's see what it'll do over the second one. Again, 5 miles an hour. That was 6. I got to give this thing like an 8.1. This thing went over those speed bumps so well. Even with that sport tuned suspension, this thing still rides so well. Now, comparing this to a Yukon or a Suburban, those usually handle a little bit better than the Expeditions do, but also those things ride just a tad bit firmer than the Expedition does. The Expedition's just got such a smooth ride. I mean, you can barely really feel any bumps when driving the Expedition, and that is why I like these so much. It looks like we're going to be sitting here for a little while, maybe not, but the power, I was so taken back. Okay, well, that guy did a little peel out right there. And let's do a little acceleration here. Nothing crazy, just a little regular acceleration. Let's see. I mean, I barely put my foot into the accelerator, and you can see it just accelerates to the speed limit so well, like literally phenomenally well. And that's just some characteristic of the EcoBoost motor and the EcoBoost's motors as a whole. They're so torquey low end. They're very horsepower oriented, or whatever I guess the word you would use is they just pull. They pull from down low, they pull up top. It doesn't matter where you are in the RPM band. The EcoBoost motors usually as a whole just are so good. And, you know, they don't get that much better fuel economy than like a V8, but they definitely get better fuel economy than a V8, but you get a lot better power with the EcoBoost. So we'll do a little mild acceleration here, and we'll see how she does. I mean, I really didn't put my foot that far into the accelerator, and you can see it just accelerates so well. I mean, it's crazy. Now, again, comparing this to a Yukon and or a Suburban, it accelerates way better than either one of those, unless you get the 6.2 liter, and then even then I think this accelerates better than the 6.2 liter V8 that you find in either the Yukon or the Suburban. So I mean, just the acceleration out of this EcoBoost motor, I mean, it's just so good. But I mean, what do you expect? I mean, all EcoBoost motors are so good acceleration wise. They're so good at accelerating, whether you're low RPM, high RPM, it doesn't matter. Now, one thing I want to say is that the steering feel is very numb in this, but again, this is a 3-row SUV. This is a family hauler, a dog hauler. I don't think you guys really care about the steering feel being super light. I actually think that you guys would probably enjoy the steering feel being really light, because it makes it super easy to drive day to day, or pulling into a parking lot. You're not wrestling with the steering wheel. I mean, literally you can drive this thing with one finger, no problem. So I think a lot of you guys are actually going to think of that as a positive rather than a negative, because this isn't like a Mustang GT350 where you want that steering feel. But again, I highly recommend upgrading to the 15.5-inch infotainment. I think it's worth it. I mean, this thing's pretty much fully loaded, and you can get the limited stealth performance, which gives you the high output version of the 3.5 liter V6. However, I think this thing still got plenty of power. I believe that upgrades another like $4,000 to $5,000 if you guys want the high output EcoBoost V6. It also gives you 373 gears, which I think with those things too in collaboration, this thing would feel like a rocket, as if it doesn't already, because it's super quick even now. And I believe now it has 331 gears, and I don't think it's got a locking rear differential. But I mean, does it really matter if you're going to be using it as a daily driver? Unless you guys have a lead foot and you want more power, which more power is always welcome, then you're going to want to get the Stealth Performance, which again is another, you know, $4,000 to $5,000 upgrade over the Limited Stealth. Is it worth it? You know, if you guys want the power, then it is worth it in my opinion. But if you guys don't care about the power, I think this thing's got plenty of power, especially as a daily driver, especially as a family hauler. I mean, it's just got plenty of get up and go. I mean, I'll do a little acceleration here, nothing crazy. I mean, you can see how fast or how quickly it accelerated 15 miles an hour above where we were at the moment. And that's just that low end torque of the EcoBoost. It's just fantastic. It's phenomenal. This thing's got plenty of get up and go. I mean, this thing has honestly more power than you really need in a daily driver. But is there such thing as having too much power? And the answer to that is no. This thing's got great power. I mean, you could honestly get away with having less power, which this does have more power than like an XLT Expedition. I think it's got like 20 or maybe 40 more horsepower. I'm not 100% sure on the exact figures of that, but I do know that it has more horsepower than the XLT and the other trim levels below it. So once you step up to the Limited, you get more horsepower, you get more torque. But if you guys want even more horsepower and even more torque, then you're going to want to get the Stealth Performance. But like I said, I think the Stealth package looks phenomenal. It gives you all the blacked out elements, black roof rails, black power retractable running boards, black headlight bezel. I mean, everything's just blacked out. It looks phenomenal. The only chrome real piece that you have on the entire vehicle is like that chrome strip that runs under all your windows in the vehicle. Heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, heated second row seats, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. And you do still get the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, even if you do have the 12-inch screen. I just highly recommend getting the 15.5-inch screen because it's only another $800. You're already spending a lot of money. So upgrade to the 15.5-inch screen. You will not regret it, believe me. You also get this panoramic moonroof standard. These seats are so comfortable. I mean, it's a Ford. You guys know, if you guys have ever driven any Ford product, you know how comfortable these seats are, and this Expedition is no different. You could, as a driver, even because it's so easy to drive this thing, like accelerating wise and also steering wise, I could definitely do like a 12-hour road trip, I believe, in this thing, no problem, because it's that comfortable. So barely putting my foot on the throttle. Watch it accelerate. I mean, it accelerates with such minimal effort, it's almost like bad. No, it's not bad at all, but it accelerates with such minimal effort. I love that. I love how easy this thing is to drive. The sound system is very good. It's got the Bang & Olufsen 12-speaker sound system with subwoofer, so you will not be disappointed by the sound system. I do think, however, though, in the Yukons and in the Suburbans, I think the Bose sound system is better than the Bang & Olufsen sound system. Again, that's just my personal opinion, but I mean, the Bang & Olufsen sound system still sounds fantastic. This thing drives so well, even with the sport-tuned suspension, so don't feel like if you get the Stealth that with the sport-tuned suspension you're going to be getting banged up at all on the road, because you're not. It soaks up bumps so well, even with those 22-inch wheels and the sports-tuned suspension. It's just such a phenomenal ride. It's so comfortable, whether you're sitting in the driver's seat, passenger seat, it doesn't matter. Very comfortable, and it's just got all the safety features you want. You got the 360-degree view camera, you got the pre-collision assist, you got the cross traffic alert, you got the blind spot monitoring. I mean, this thing's got almost everything that you need, and it looks phenomenal. So that's why I think the Limited is the sweet spot in the lineup of Expeditions, because you pretty much get the better, well, you do get the better engine. You get pretty much a fully loaded Expedition. I mean, there are a few things that it's missing, like massaging seats. I don't really care about that, but I guess one other thing that I should point out to you guys is that you can set in your settings for the side view mirrors to fold in when you lock the vehicle. I guess that's one thing I didn't mention. We'll do a little acceleration here. Again, nothing crazy, but something more than I would normally do. And here we go. it just wants to pull the higher you get up into the RPMs, and that's why I always am a big fan of the EcoBoost engines, because they're so good. They really are so good. If I had to summarize this thing, super smooth, super comfortable, feature packed. I mean, it's just a great riding vehicle, a great looking vehicle. Comfortability wise, it's super comfortable. So great value, I think, at the price point. Yes, it's expensive, but comparing this to the Yukons and comparing this to the Suburbans, it's right on par with where it should be price wise. And I know it's a lot, $80,000, but you pretty much get a fully loaded vehicle. I mean, look at it. You get the digital gauge cluster, you get this massive screen, you get tons of safety features, and you get a phenomenal power plant with the 10-speed transmission. I mean, just phenomenal acceleration, phenomenal looks, and I really, really enjoyed my time behind the wheel of the Expedition Limited Max. But we're gonna skip to a 0 to 60 test before we end out today's video, so let's skip to that now. All right, guys, coming up to our 0 to 60 test spot, we'll throw it into sport mode, and four-wheel drive automatic, and then we will just floor it in 3, 2, 1, floored. I mean, it's just crazy acceleration. It's insane. For this thing to have 3 rows, carry around your family, tow your boat, tow your four-wheelers, tow your side-by-sides, for it to have that level of acceleration is just so, it's crazy to me, to be honest with you guys. And, you know, I couldn't even imagine what it's like to drive a Cadillac Escalade V, because this thing feels phenomenally fast. It feels faster than you need it to be, but there's never anything or there's no such thing as anything being faster than you need it to be, because this thing's just got plenty of power, but got plenty of torque. You can hear the turbos spooling up, you can hear the turbos blow off, and the engine note is actually pretty good. I really enjoyed my time behind the wheel of the Expedition Limited. Honestly, it surprised me how much I actually liked it, because I think it looks phenomenal, I think it drives phenomenal, I think it's got so much power. It's just an overall really great family SUV for those of you guys who are looking for a 3-row SUV with plenty of storage space. So that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.